Buenos días. Quisiéramos darles una calurosa bienvenida a nuestro evento WinCC OA USer Days. Es un placer ver que más de 280 clientes y socios de todo el mundo han aceptado nuestra invitación. Muchas gracias.
We warmly welcome you to our 12th WinCC OA USer Days. It is a pleasure that more than 280 partners and customers from all over the world followed our invitation. Thank you very much for being with us the next 2 days.
Travel came from Hong Kong, Seoul, and Seattle, right?
Right, yes. And the nearest partner is from Bilbao. It's EDB Naturgas Energia. And at this point, I would like to take the opportunity and thank our partner, EDB Naturgas Energia, and our colleagues from Siemens Spain, who helped us in organizing this event. Thank you very much.
Also a big thank you from my side. So tell us, Martina, what can our partners and customers all here in the room expect for the next 2 days?
The program of today, this morning we will have our traditionally WinCC OA keynotes, and in the afternoon the stages for our partners. We have selected 5 different partners who will show us their very interesting solutions with WinCC OA.
Yes, and at the end of the day, we'll have a question-and-answer session. How will that work, Martina?
Yes, right. We have implemented a new question tool in our mobile event service. If you haven't discovered it yet, try it please during the day. We collect all your questions and we will answer them all together at the end of this day. Please come to one of us and we will try to help you.
And what have we prepared for our customers and partners during the breaks?
We have prepared a partner exhibition. We have six different stations, and our partners present their solutions with WinCC OA, and they are looking forward to explain it to you.
We also have a funny photo booth out there in the hall, so take advantage, take a funny picture, and take it back home as a souvenir from the USer Days and Bilbao.
That was my cue to welcome our local host, the Mayor of Bilbao, Mr. Ibon Areza, on stage.
Señor Ibon Areza, por favor.
No, consecutivo.
Egunon Danori, buenos días a todos.
Good morning, everybody, ladies and gentlemen.
Tengo un día complicado, pero no he querido dejar de venir aquí a saludarles a ustedes.
I have a very busy day ahead of me, but I did not want to avoid coming to this meeting, so that's why I'm saying hello to everybody.
Para nosotros es una verdadera satisfacción que hayan elegido nuestra ciudad para celebrar este evento.
For us, it is a great satisfaction to have you here to hold this conference in our city.
Nosotros tuvimos uno de los principales yacimientos mineros de mineral de hierro de Europa.
There was once upon a time a very important mineral mining operation in Bilbao.
Y ello dio lugar a que a partir de 1850 se desarrollase la industria pesada en Bilbao, la siderurgia, la construcción naval, los grandes bienes de equipo.
And this is what eventually led in 1850 to the development of other major industries, heavy industries, devoted to steel making and shipbuilding.
La minería se agotó. Y evidentemente la industria pesada ya no es una fuente de riqueza en el mundo occidental.
Mining eventually finished, it came to an end, and heavy industries are no longer the main source of income in this modern age of ours.
Por tanto, nuestra apuesta actual es por la tecnología y el conocimiento.
So our current focus is now dedicated to technology and knowledge.
Nosotros no podemos competir con ciertas partes del mundo en manufacturas.
We cannot compete with certain parts of the world as far as manufacturing activities are concerned.
Por tanto, solo podemos competir y generar empleo y riqueza a través de los elementos de mucho valor añadido.
So we can only create jobs and wealth through what we call added value elements.
Especialmente bienvenidos.
So as we put our stakes on society,
Especialmente bienvenidos.
so as we put our stakes on society based on knowledge, you are more than welcome to this city of ours and to this event.
Y en ese sentido quiero agradecer a Siemens que hayan elegido la ciudad de Bilbao para hacer esta presentación.
And I would like to thank Siemens for having chosen the city of Bilbao to host this conference.
Pero además de desearles mucho éxito en lo que son las jornadas y en la aportación a su conocimiento y a la mejora de sus empresas,
But apart from wishing the very best success for your conference, and also I hope and trust that you would increase your knowledge here,
lo que espero que consigan a través de este congreso,
but what I would like you to achieve through this conference is the following.
también me gustaría que el mismo les deje un poco de tiempo libre para disfrutar de nuestra ciudad.
I would like this conference to allow you to have some leisure time at your disposal so that you can get to know our city much better.
De sus paseos, de sus parques, de la gente que les acoge con cariño,
So that you can see the promenades of the parks and also interact with the people of Bilbao.
de sus museos y también de su gastronomía. Aquí en el País Vasco se come muy bien.
And the museums and obviously gastronomy, because as you probably know, food is excellent in the Basque Country.
Por tanto, bienvenidos a Bilbao, que su estancia
So welcome to Bilbao. I only hope that your stay will be a complete success. So welcome to Bilbao. I only hope that your stay will be a complete success as regards all the technical aspects.
y les esperamos de nuevo en un próximo futuro. Muchas gracias.
We hope to see you again in the near future. Thank you very much for your attention. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ibon Arezo, for welcoming us in your city. We are delighted to be in Bilbao and have the opportunity to visit two references, the Metro of Bilbao and the Gas Supply Center of EDB Naturgas Energia.
Now it's my great pleasure actually to announce our local Siemens host and a very good colleague which we worked almost since the first hour when we became Siemens. So please welcome with me on stage the Director of Factory Automation and Process Automation, Mr. Álvaro Esteve. Hola, Alva. Hello. So Álvaro will give us, I think, some interesting facts about the Spanish market.
Okay. So very welcome to Spain. Very welcome to. He spoke about added value, and he was really appreciated Siemens as an added value company. This is, in fact, this event. Let me introduce you in 5 minutes, next 5 minutes, Siemens Spain. Well, first, starting with Siemens, many of you know that because you are colleagues, some of you. But Spain, Siemens globally is a global company present in more than 190 countries. Now clustered in 30 lead countries. We are more than 304,000 employees. And we have the identity in the innovation. In fact, 30 patents are registered every year, and 2,000 million people are using our products and our systems. Okay, this is Siemens Global. Let's go to Spain. So here you have in the map the dots that we are present. So basically we are present in every important city in Spain. We have the grid dots represent our factories and technological centers. In fact, one of the two main important is in Cornellà, is in Barcelona. So this factory is high-speed trains, and also convert high-speed trains, and also converters, as you see down left, and some components for the railway. For example, this kind of upper right side, you see a sensor of sound that enables to see if the railroad is free and connected to the backbone of communication, which is also done with Siemens products. So this is another factory we have in South Madrid, in Getafe. This is also a competence center for worldwide for the X-ray and image equipment. And here, this on the right down, you see the mobilette. This is a digital X-ray to when the person who has an illness cannot move, then we move the equipment. Approach Siemens to the customer, not the opposite. And you see also that image of the research and development facility also in Getafe. And this is a picture of our headquarters. It's in North Madrid, Tres Cantos. We are located the main part of the people, and this is the head office. We are engineering people. We have the product managers. We have the call center, technical people, technical support. You see the photo with the people there. Was the 120th anniversary. We celebrate this year. And here, up aside, you see our king that was inaugurating last month the competence center of railway signalization. So I told you that we celebrate last month the 120th anniversary. So that means that was 1895 when we started activities in Spain. So after 120 years, we feel like really a Spanish company. We started with a telegraph, but we go on with many things: electrification, railway, high speed, and also high voltage connection with DC voltage between Spain and France, or between the Peninsula and Baleares. Okay, talking about our market. Well, regarding GDP, it seems that we are recovering. So last year we closed, everybody knows that we had a deep crisis. Last year we were positive, 1.4% GDP growth. And the forecast for this year is 2.8%. So that means that we are in the right direction. Well, nevertheless, the contribution of the growth comes mainly because of the internal consumption, and which is one point, and the other is that our export rate is increasing. But you see the picture on the right down. You see this is the trade, foreign trade. That means that we are importing more than exporting, so we have a still negative balance of foreign trade, which is also something that we have to improve. So here on the upper side, you see what is the meaning of our industry. So you see the long means the size of the industry sector, which represents more or less 13% of our GDP. This was before the crisis. Then after the crisis, we have here a strong correction. So now we are recovering again. And you see that the main blue means food and beverage. This is our main industry. And second, we have also chemical. Then we have metals and others. I would like to focus also on point out about the automobile industry, which is not because of the size of the market, because of the size of innovation and renewable. It's very important for Siemens also because we have every manufacturer. Near almost any manufacturer is producing in a facility of Spain. And in fact, we are the second largest country in Europe, and where nearly 3 million cars will be produced this year in our factories. So this is an example. Of course, we are following our economy, we are following our market, we are following our customers, and Siemens Spain is a hub, is considered as a hub worldwide for transportation, conveyors, and skids, because the cars, you know that the wheels are in the last phase. So then how to move the car within the factory, you need these kind of systems. Of course, full equipped with our system solutions, drives, SIMATIC, and so on. So this is another picture. This is an application done by a partner, so I think we have to show also that we are not only selling directly, doing nice things. We have excellent partners. Many of you are those. We need you. And this is an example we did with one of those partners. This is in Mercadona. Mercadona is the leader of the food and beverage bakery, for example, but they have to integrate the supply bakery, for example, but they have to integrate the suppliers, and they have to manage the energy and the tracking and tracing of requirement for food and beverage. And the systems of Siemens, SIMATIC technology, like today's WinCC OA, is helping the customer to do this, afford this responsibility. Okay, last but not least, let me finish with some recognitions. I think we are proud that last year we were nominated the best region regarding PCS7. This is our process control system, but not only in process, we have been also nominated as best practice launching the new SIMATIC 1500. And even in Spain, we were awarded by the best division industry automation of Siemens. So this is something that we are proud, and WinCC OA is part of our division, so we are happy to have you here, colleagues and customers. Okay, so if you want more information from Siemens Spain, or you have some curiosity, you can follow us because we are very active in the internet and the social media, and you can follow us. And I hope you welcome here, you enjoy these nice sessions to Spain. To Spain.
Thank you, Mr. Álvaro Esteve, for your explanations about the Spanish market.
Also, big thanks at this point to our Spanish customers, to our Spanish partners, which put a lot of confidence in our product, WinCC OA, and of course to our Spanish colleagues, to Álvaro and his team for their hard work to make WinCC OA a big success also in Spain, which is the reason, as you know, why we are here those 2 days, because traditionally we always choose a country where we can visit very nice reference visits also, which we'll do tomorrow. And yeah, this time we have chosen Naturgas, Energia, and the metro of Bilbao, which we'll like to show you tomorrow. So thanks again to our customers, partners, and our Spanish colleagues. With that, I'd like to actually welcome our CEO, my boss, on stage, and he will tell you a little bit about WinCC OA as part of the Digitalization initiative of Siemens and about Industry 4.0. Bernhard, please.
Here, it's always very fine to stay in front of 270 customers, partners, and colleagues. And the user days of WinCC OA is, I think, our most important event we have every year, because here we meet and discuss what you have done in the last year, and we will present you what we are thinking about or what we will release in the next year or in the future years. And we are very happy to get your feedback on what we are planning and doing. Let's start with some figures. 270 participants here. The room is nearly full. 280 would have been possible to stay here. There are 116 partners coming from 24 countries now. I think this is a huge community of system integrators and partners making projects with WinCC OA. Bernd Stauffer will tell you more how many partners we won this year compared to last year. And a figure which is very important for me is the WinCC OA community. You know, we have a web portal where you can exchange your opinions about WinCC OA, where you can ask questions, and we hope you get some interesting answers. And these from over 70 countries, and this is an increase of 20 from over 70 countries, and this is an increase of 24% compared to the last year. So you see our international community is rapidly growing. Let's start with some impressions where WinCC OA is within Siemens. What you see here is the new organization of Siemens. Last year, a new organization was established, and now we moved from the factory automation to a business unit called Product Lifecycle, the orange part here within the digital factory. This business unit, Product Lifecycle, is a pure software business unit with, I don't know, many 10,000s of software developers, and all they are working on making the digital factory real. And we, as WinCC OA, are part of this business unit now. But this slide shows you also something interesting. These orange spots show you where there are, within the Siemens organization, products based on WinCC OA in the different business units, in the different divisions based on WinCC OA. You will not recognize it, maybe because they are based on WinCC OA. You will not recognize it, maybe because they are heavily brand labeled, customized by our partners, our Siemens colleagues, and they fulfill very special tasks within the Siemens. And I think this shows you that what we tell you as external customers, that WinCC OA is highly customizable, is not only something we tell you, but this is also intensively used by our Siemens colleagues in many, many business units. Some weeks ago, there was the big Hanover Fair. This is the largest industry fair in the world. And this is the booth of Siemens. It's not a booth, it's a hall. It's a real big area. I don't know if you have been there. And here also there was one very small area with WinCC OA, but there were also 4 other locations where WinCC OA-based products were presented to our customers, and this should also give you an impression that WinCC OA is already, after 8 years, we are now 8 years within Siemens, an integrated part of the Siemens portfolio. You see the headline on the way to Industry 4.0. This was the main headline of this fair. And the challenges you have here, and the challenges you gave us as Siemens and WinCC OA and ETM, are these 3 topics here: shorten time to market, increase the flexibility, and boost the efficiency. And Industry 4.0 is one of the answers to meet these demands. If you remember, today we have this classical pyramid of automatization with the controls on the lower level, this HMI and SCADA, and on the top, MES and ERP systems. And the future, the so-called cyber-physical systems, can look like that. These will be independent, intelligent systems talking to each other and optimizing independently the production. And today we will not show you a finalized Industry 4.0 solution. We hope that this will be done by you as our partners, but we can show you some features and developments we are working on or which are already available on the market, which will help you to implement this vision. You also have the possibility to see on the stands of our stands of our partners and in the presentations of Lucas and Elisabeth afterwards. The one is bring the business logic down to the field by downscaling WinCC OA, this SIMATIC nanobox, this very small industry computers, only one example of bringing down complete WinCC OA functionality to very small units as a possibility to build these independent cyber-physical systems. The next very important topic is all these systems have to communicate with each other, And we can show you as an example how these intelligent distributed systems can be built. If you look at our stand with the multi-level wind SCADA, where you can very easy add additional components to the systems, move them away, and configure very complex and widely distributed networks. And the third point is user interfaces, operating such systems from anywhere in the world, not only from your desktop computer or your control room. And so we will show you some new activities with Android and iOS. And I think we are one of the very, very few, if maybe not the only one in the market, who is able to bring a real Android and iOS-based user interface, which is 100% compatible to what you know from our WinCC OA user interfaces today. So, very short introduction from me, because most of the time Lucas and Elisabeth will need to show you all our innovations. I'm happy that you are here, and I hope you will have some interesting days. Thank you.
Thank you, Bernhard, for your speech. It's very interesting and great to hear that our customers and partners are on the right way with our product into the future. Now let's see how successful WinCC OA played its role as part of this portfolio. May I ask Bernd to give us an update on some of the highlights which happened since the last user days?
Thank you, Martina. Before I start, actually, let me connect to what my boss just said. When I joined the company almost 9 years ago, one of the first things really he told me is, listen, be careful. One of them, OA SCADA, are our user days. So I was quite excited. OA SCADA are our user days. So I was quite excited joining the first user days after I came to the company. And I walk in the room, and there were about 25, 26, 27 people in there. And it was our partners at that time. And actually, I'm very proud to see most of them again here today, almost 10 years later. But I'm also excited that actually the number, as it just showed, increased by times 10. So we are more than 270 people here today. And all of you who joined us on our travel over the last 9 years, thankful. We don't lose them. They are here again, so we are growing. And hopefully you are growing with us. Let me tell you about one slide, the market, and guide you slowly to what is our strategy from a sales point of view within SCADA. The SCADA market is about almost $2 billion expected to be in 2016, and the growth rate from 2015 into next year is almost 8%. So this is one of the highest growth rates within the automation sector. If you compare hardware, panels, PLCs, software clearly here is leading the growth rate. But probably I'm not telling you really news here. What we felt quite interesting is from a recent study by IHS, they broke it down into industry segments, and I know you can't read, and you're not supposed actually to read that. It's all in the presentation you got on this yellow pen. There's a little USB stick, and you can see all our presentations. So that pretty much lists from like automotive, building, down to pulp and paper, refinery, oil and gas, and so on, all the various industries, and how big they are in 2016, or supposed to be in 2016 with regards to their SCADA demand. Furthermore, we did some calculation out of those numbers and said, okay, what are those industry segments which we count and name infrastructure, like building, like infrastructure here, like power, oil and gas, water. That's typically what we would summarize as the infrastructure market segments. And all the others, like automotive, chemicals, pharmaceutical, food and bev, they would count in our Siemens terminology as manufacturing market segment. And it's almost equal. It's a little to the favor of the infrastructure, with a 55% of the total market of those 2 billion are going in next year in the infrastructure market, and 45% about will go into the manufacturing market. So now you wonder why I'm telling you this. Those of you who have been here last year at the User Days and listened to my speech as well, we spoke about the positioning of the Siemens SCADA product portfolio. We said it's a very clearly structured portfolio where we have WinCC version 7X, which is the mainline product. We have WinCC Professional Runtime, which is the TIA version, Total Integrated Automation, and that counts for 80% of the Siemens worldwide SCADA business. And WinCC OA counts for 20%. And I think that's a great achievement, thanks to all of you in this room and, of course, to our Siemens colleagues. So I also told you that with WinCC OA, from the positioning point of view, Siemens internally, we clearly focus on the infrastructure market segments. And that's where you will see some of the references in a few minutes from me. And the mainline product, WinCC TIA, Professional Runtime, they're focusing on clearly the manufacturing market. Yes, and there are exceptions where you will find OA as well in manufacturing and where you might find tunnels done with WinCC, but overall, this is pretty much the positioning. So what is now our conclusion as WinCC OA business development? Clearly to continue to focus to grow the WinCC OA market share of the infrastructure market and the OEM solution market segment. I think there is still something which we can do together in the infrastructure market to probably also bring the Siemens business in pretty much the same relation like the business relation on a market between infrastructure and manufacturing. So message, net, there's a lot of market out there which I think we can address with OA, and that's why we're here to show you also some sharp weapons how to do that. And one of them, as I said at the beginning, are partners. So thanks again to all our partners for the last 9 years since I'm doing this job, which gave us their confidence and their loyalty. And traditionally also, this is the moment I like also to welcome our new partners, which joined our partner network since last year, since we have been in France on the User Days in Lyon. And as I just showed you, we are actually really looking in depth before going into a partnership with someone, with a company. Do they have domain know-how in one of those infrastructure segments I just showed you a minute before? Do we have experience? Do they have market access? Is our product a fit for what they want to offer to these infrastructure segments? And actually, I'm really glad that we could welcome a whole bunch of new partners. 2 of them in Spain, Mitra, Tanzania. 2 in Italy, Infinity Technologies and Nazaria Bar in Germany. BS Telbar in Germany. BS Telecom in Bosnia. GKS and SMS in Russia. Base Automation and Fox in India. Syscon, a new engineering partner in Korea. And finally, Maxon in Hong Kong. And again, I welcome all new partners, and in particular those which did not mean to come here, take all a long way to come here and join us. So welcome to the community of WinCC OA solution partners, and welcome to the Siemens partner family. So also traditional is this point, we choose a couple of projects and extract. And it was, again, very difficult which one we should choose, simply because of time. I could probably go on here for the next 2 or 3 hours, what our partners have achieved together with end customers of all size. And it was really difficult this time. So we decided we'd do a little tour around the world. We start in a wild, wild west, Sean, forgive me, up in Seattle. And we'll go to UK, Germany, Netherlands, Bosnia, Russia, and then to the Far East into China. So that's a few of the references I want to show you in the next couple of minutes. And I hope you enjoy it, and it will inspire you with maybe new ideas. Most of those partners who realize the projects are here in the room. So take benefit, talk to them. If you're not sure who they are, just ask me or one of our salespeople. We'll introduce you. So, like I said, let's start in the wild, wild west. Close to Seattle, we have a great customer, which is Uni Energy Technologies UET. And thanks, Dave, for taking the time to come here all the way, and also Sean from our partner Chasm, who actually implemented the solution. And it's a control system for a multi-megawatt energy storage. And the interesting thing, it's containers, and you can really modular supply them to the customers who are in need of such a modular energy storage. And the system itself is extendable. Like more containers means you grow your control system. It's flexible, and it was basically made available, this flexibility, to the fact that we are an object-oriented system. So it really is distributable, it's scalable from kilowatt to megawatt storage devices, which UET supplies. It uses a whole bunch of interfaces and also custom managers, which means there were particular executables developed by our partner for UET. I don't want to go into more depth because as we have the pleasure to welcome then Sean and Dave in the afternoon, and they will show in one of the partner speeches more details, why they have chosen OA, how the solution looks like, and what's the benefits for them. Let's come to Europe. Let's go to the UK. UK, a partner which we had the pleasure to introduce last year for the first time in this family, FirstCo, did an outstanding job. They were capable of delivering from the specification to the commissioning a project in 5 months for an entire central fire alarm management system, which is part of the Heathrow Airport Operations Center, the APOC. And there were quite some challenges out there. Simply the numbers. They had to integrate 72,000 fire detection devices, which finally amounted into 160,000 I/O points. There were in totally 9 separate fire alarm systems installed, legacy system installed from different vendors, which needed to be included. If I recall correctly, it's 1,100 different views of the installation. And again, the guys did an outstanding job. They did it in a 5-month, great job. Traffic. You all know that this is one of our core domains, coming actually back from 95, 96 from the tunnel business with our product. One of our long-term partners in Germany, the company called Osmo, integrated actually into the traffic management center for Niedersachsen, which is a big part in Germany, a full integrated video system into the existing SCADA system. And also here we had about 8 legacy, existing old legacy tunnel video systems which needed to be integrated in one unified layer to control actually also the video out of the SCADA functionality. Of course, that includes a lot of other things such as video balls and so on. And they used actually the WinCC OA video management system, which we introduced completely new actually last year at this time at the user days. So also wonderful reference. Another one, and I saw already also our partner FNS here this morning, FNS Process Automation. They actually did a control center for an offshore platform, for a converter offshore platform. It's based in Bremen in the north of Germany. It's an offshore wind park with about 80 turbines, close to the Isle of Helgoland, which again is on the north coast of Germany. And not only that, they integrated the wind park into a wind park management system with the Siemens turbines. They included the AC converters, the platforms, and if I recall correctly, more than 30 subsystems, which to be honest, I wasn't aware they all use that on a wind park or an offshore platform. Things like bird radar, things like warning lights for sea and air, so that the planes and ships don't crash into the offshore turbines, and air condition and powers, and all these kind of things which you usually need for running an infrastructure of a platform, of an offshore platform, are also included in a wonderful control center. And don't hesitate, all those references I'm introducing to you usually are able to be visited. So if you're interested, if you have customers which are interested, if you need that reference, maybe also to convince some customer who is close to those fields of solution I'm just showing you, don't hesitate to talk to us and we'll arrange, whenever possible, a reference visit. Back to traffic, this time a little bit different in the Netherlands. And again, you know that 1/3 of the Netherlands actually is below sea level. It's about 1 meter below sea level. So all those water locks and bridges going over the various channels, which are spread all over Holland, are extremely important to highly automate and control. And our partner Real Solutions actually did a great job here in building a central supervisory system for the authority, Rijkswaterstaat, who is responsible for the waterways and locks in the Netherlands. And now they're able to control remotely from their central control and command room about 50 remote locks and bridges. So also extremely nice application. So here we have another one from the Netherlands, also Real Solution, NXP Semiconductors. It's actually a plant-wide facility SCADA system where we control all major infrastructural subsystems in the plant. It was based on S7-1500 on a new PLC of Siemens. And also here it's a fully redundant system. I think it runs 24/7 there, and it really helps producing great semicons in Holland at NXP. So thanks again here to Real Solutions from Netherlands. And again, traffic. So this is now something we're also very proud of, because now you can drive from the Netherlands down to Germany, into Switzerland, you cross Austria, you go to Slovenia, Croatia, Bosnia, and Greece, and I guarantee you almost every tunnel or highway you will driving on is controlled by WinCC OA. So that piece which was almost missing is now, the gap was closed by BS Telecom Solutions in Bosnia. This was actually the central control system for Bosnia, and one first tunnel, and there will be more integrated over the next time we go. Also here, to mention, BS Telecom actually managed to build their own SCADA system based on WinCC OA, which is called BS Husky. So it's a tunnel control system, which they market under their brand name. And again, now we have also, I think, Bosnia safe controlled by WinCC OA. So now you can really drive from North Europe down to Greece, and your travel should be fairly safe. Thank you for that, BS Telecom. Energy, one more time, and it's almost the all-time reference up there. I don't mind to mention, last year we had SMS Automation, our loyal long-term Russian partner, up here as well with a reference, and it was also Rush Hydro. Rush Hydro is running, I think, if I can recall correctly, something like 60 plus hydropower plants, operating hydropower plants in Russia. And this year, since the last user days, again, SMS did a new master control center, the revamp of a power plant, which is called Sayano-Shushenskaya, so I hope I pronounced it correctly. And again, this was really, really a big one. It's about 200,000 I/O signals. It's fully redundant. It's fully distributed. They run 130 users and operators, 100 on the web, 30 on thick client technology of WinCC OA. They use one thing also we announced last year, the IEC 61850 driver to connect to the energy devices which are installed in the plant, as well as S7 and IEC 104 interfaces. And it's a high available Oracle cluster, which is used as historian database. So I hope we'll have more and more of Rush Hydro's power plants coming online with WinCC OA also next year. And I'll give you an update next year on this. Thank you for that. Now we're almost done. Now we are in the Far East, China, one of the fastest growing markets worldwide. And one of our strongholds, I would like to say, with WinCC OA in China is district heating. China can be very hot, for those who have been there, but also China can be bloody freezing. And district heating is an extremely important thing. Now let me ask you a question. Who of you in this room know a city called Shijiazhuang? Okay, I think it's a Chinese colleague. Okay, that's my colleague which takes care about China. So it's 2 people out of roughly 270. Okay, honestly, I did not know. I had to look on Google Maps where it is. Second question. If you look on the specification, it kind of sounds weird. There are 1,800 heating stations which are spread all over the city, which sounds quite a lot. 1,500 S7 1200 PLCs are involved in actually gathering information and controlling those heating stations. But actually, when it comes down to the I/O signals, it's not that big. It's 40,000. It's 24 users. It's pretty much average there. It's graphical information system. Why do we use graphical information systems? For navigation. It's a big Oracle historian cluster. Now my question, what do you think? How big is this city, Shijiazhuang? How many inhabitants are supplied here with heat? So nobody of you, almost except 2 people, have heard about the city. So you would think it's a rather small city, right? That's what I thought as well. So besides looking on Google Maps where it is, and I also Googled it, how many inhabitants does the city have? Because somehow it's big, but it's not that big as well. You'll be surprised. It's 14 million inhabitants in a city almost never anybody in this room heard about. So when you talk now to our Chinese colleagues about this reference, which they supplied us, of course, for my speech, I said, so is that kind of a big stuff for you? And he goes like, well, it's what we call a kind of a B-size city. Okay, thank you very much. So I don't know, we don't have that much capitals in Europe which have 14 million plus inhabitants. So again, great job of the China team and our partner TSSC in China. Finally, and that actually closes the loop to what my boss Bernhard showed you at the beginning of his speech, that I think he mentioned 17 business units within the Siemens organization, counted on a new organization, use WinCC OA and rely actually building their solutions on WinCC OA. We have chosen some of them which are rather recent. And let's start with oil and gas. Oil and gas, there's the Abu Dhabi crude oil pipeline, and there was just recently also a system extension done with WinCC OA from our colleagues from oil and gas, which are now part of process automation. Siemens Building Technology, I think, just launched this month in Italy their new building technology SCADA system, which is called Decigo CC, and Decigo CC is to a big part based on WinCC OA. The launch was done already in 1.5 years ago in the US, and I think the biggest reference so far for this new building technology SCADA system is the Chicago O'Hare Airport, which was delivered and revamped based on WinCC OA and new Decigo CC. Let's stay in the US for a moment. Siemens Mobility. There is a customer in Florida which pretty much operates all the train tracks in the southeast of the US. It's a customer called CSX out of Florida. And Siemens Mobility developed a system which is called positive train control. The speciality in the US is that, different to Europe, there are no side track equipment. In Europe, you have side track equipment which will sensors basically, which could tell you where the trains are and where to brake and where to divert and the track switches and stuff like that. It's actually done side track. In the US, it does not exist. Back in the old days, it just delivered a lot of iron for some 1,000 kilometers with no technology. So the trains pretty much need to be controlled in the function via radio transmission and GPS signals. And what positive train control does is probably most comparable with an autopilot of an airplane. So from back office servers in the head office of CSX, they run based on OA the control of their trains, the train positions, the emergency brakes, the track switches, everything done from back office and then transmitted to an onboard train unit, which was also developed by Siemens Mobility. So this is something Siemens now is rolling out in the US. Also long-term partner, Siemens International Traffic Systems, based in Munich. They did just recently the Ras Al Akhtar City Tunnel in Abu Dhabi, based on a product called ITCC. That's their name for WinCC OA traffic system. Again, back in the US, again, Florida seems to be a very responsive area for WinCC OA, Sean, so probably you should keep that in mind. That's a different application, actually. It's called All Aboard Florida. It's to control the passenger coaches. And also this is a very nice example how consequent Siemens works also with regards to the products they use. A couple of years back, we did already with Siemens Mobility in Austria to equip all the new train coaches with a small HMI onboard unit where you can connect the coaches. The system would start to become a distributed system, and you can control the basic functions of such a coach, like the air condition, the toilet, the flush, whatever. And then we did it in Czechoslovakia, then Siemens won Russian coaches, and now also WinCC OA is on board of the passenger coaches in All Aboard in Florida. Stadtwerke München, again, Siemens Mobility with another product, which is called Citras RSC, which is rail electrification. In this case, we're talking here about the electrification and track switching, track control for the metro in Munich. And then Siemens low medium voltage with also two very nice OEM applications. One is called Power Manager, which is the software part to their energy sensors, Centron, and Simaris Control, which is also a quite nice system to very easily customize equipment for low medium voltage. So I just wanted to show you that it's, of course, all our external partners, all of you, but it's also just to prove what my boss said, also within Siemens, OA is very, very well accepted as the core for a solution, and also within the whole SIMATIC SCADA portfolio. So and there's only one more thing which I like to share with you, and this is a brand new WinCC OA video.
SCADA systems are used to monitor automated processes. To do this, they are equipped with a variety of basic functions. Functions such as data acquisition, visualization and archiving, alarms, trend displays, and scheduling are standard. Many SCADA systems are configured redundant and can also manage recipes as well as libraries. SIMATIC WinCC Open Architecture offers more and is scalable. The system runs on any hardware, single-board computers, industrial PCs, standard computers, and high-end systems. Every system can be configured as a single system, multi-system, or distributed system. With up to 2,048 servers, 255 clients per server, and several million tags. The Open WinCC Open Architecture can be tailored to specific customer requirements and is fully platform independent. Thanks to extensive connectivity and many interfaces, a wide range of hardware components can be integrated and data can be exchanged with all common archiving and database systems. SIMATIC WinCC Open Architecture provides efficient engineering, for example, through a consistent object orientation. This saves valuable engineering time. SIMATIC WinCC Open Architecture is being continuously further developed. It supports multi-touch gestures, and thanks to responsive design, automatically adapts the display to the screen size of the different devices. The native integration of video management functions enables users to operate video and SCADA functionalities with one common and consistent system. Functions such as live images, recording, and playback make SIMATIC WinCC Open Architecture a full-fledged video management system. SIMATIC WinCC Open Architecture is backed by 30 years of experience in the infrastructure market. More than 100 WinCC OA partners around the world rely on SIMATIC WinCC Open Architecture. SIMATIC WinCC Open Architecture is open, efficient, scalable, and innovative.
So do you like the video? Cool. I know it's not very technical, but I think it explains on a very understandable way and level to be used for your customer. So we didn't did that for us. We did it actually for you. But Tina will tell you now where you can get the video from, and please use it as much as you can, as much as you like. With that, I'm done for the moment. Thank you very much for being such a patient audience with me. And well, I hope to engage in a lot of discussions over the next 2 days. Thank you.
Thank you, Bernd. Yes, the video is really brand new. We have produced it within the last weeks, and it will be available for all of you within the next weeks on the WinCC OA website. Yeah, before we head to the first coffee break, I would like to announce once again the partner exhibition in the break area, and also the photo booth where you can make a personal souvenir photo with you and your colleagues. And we will be back at 12 o'clock, and we will see the second part of the keynote.
Okay, then enjoy coffee.